I remember letting out a gut-wrenching scream and falling to my knees. There was a woman about 5'10" standing in the doorway, and she said the birth mother changed her mind.
We have Jane McCarthy here. She is one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life. So share with me, what was your favorite thing growing up?
My favorite thing growing up was probably laughter. We had a lot of laughter. I have a sister who's 15 months older, a sister who's 3 years older, and a brother who's 7 years younger. So it's interesting because there was always a lot of love, laughter, loudness, and talking. I also still have my best friends since I was 3 years old. I have my 7 friends from high school. I have my 7 friends from college. We go away all the time. I collect people. I've always been a collector of people. I collect things too, but people are much more important to me.
Let's talk about love. Let's talk about energy and loyalty and how you got from where you were to where you are now on the personal side.
It's amazing to me to see that at age 10, my parents got divorced. My older sister was 11, my eldest sister was 13, and we had a 3-year-old brother. My mom worked in Manhattan. She'd leave at 7 o'clock in the morning and get home at 7 o'clock at night. There was a lot of responsibility put on us. I was cooking, I was cleaning, we were doing it all. It's an important point because as we started raising our children, we realized what a difference our life was because our parents were divorced. We lived in a community that everybody's parents were married. Until I went to college, I didn't even know another soul that had a divorced parent. It was a big deal. Part of my journey was going to therapy as a teenager. Working through a lot of the issues that I had as a child helped me. And by the way, going to therapy now is still an important part of my journey and figuring out how to stay in your own lane, Jane, and how to have boundaries. When I was pregnant, with my daughter, I had hyperemesis, which affects less than 1% of the world. It is severe vomiting and nausea. I spent the last 3 months of my pregnancy in the hospital. I lost 37 pounds the last 8 weeks. Colleen came out fine, but she was born 3.5 weeks early. And I always say that getting my kids was hard. They've been easy ever since. And I have been wondering if we should adopt. My husband's an only child. One of the first things he said to me after he met my sisters and brother was, I really was sad that I'm an only child. And then I met your family and he realized how crazy it all can be.
That's great, yes.
But we had planned for months on adopting this baby little girl. Our daughter came with us. We were in Kauai, the island paradise. The baby was 2.5 weeks late, and they let our birth mother go that long. So we were in Kauai with her for 4 weeks. I took her to all her doctor's appointments. I was there for her. We took care of her. Was in the birthing room. Watched little Amy Jane be born. Introduced our 3-year-old little daughter to this new sister of hers. Went through the day, went to Walmart, got the diapers, got the bucket, the baby bucket. We were getting ready to walk out the door, and I'll never forget it. As long as I live, there was a woman about 5'10" standing in the doorway, and she said the birth mother changed her mind. And I remember letting out a gut-wrenching scream and falling to my knees, and my husband hugging me and saying, we're going to be okay, but we have to grieve this. And then we had to go tell our little girl that we were not taking this baby home. And it was life-changing, yet my determination to still want to be a mother of a child and to still have hope never faltered. And amazingly enough, 3 months later, our son was brought into our lives, and he's been with us ever since, and he's 17.
Talk about the evolution, right? So the evolution of leaving corporate America and coming into your own.
Yeah.
And what does that feel like?
I left corporate America on December 28th, but I didn't find out until December 10th when I would be off the payroll. I went to a company meeting about 3 years ago, and it was with a small company called Kobe Marketing, and I've been doing work with them for about 12 years. I walked into their creative room, and they had a huge sign up, and it said Jane Storm. And they said, Jane, when you come to town, we don't brainstorm, we Jane Storm. You have more ideas than anybody we've ever known, and you connect those ideas to people better than most. And so I was driving on a business trip, and I thought, what do I do well? I connect people with ideas. What could be the name of a company? Jane Storm. Words matter, connections matter, building relationships matter to me. It's important for me to learn more about people, because not only does it help me learn about them, but it helps me get inspired. So I feel that people's stories are so important to know, because I've learned that when I share my story, other people get inspired by it, and it gives them the ability to share their stories. And that's what I'm about.
These women's stories are so impactful. Arras Sisters creates opportunities for women.